You hit the alarm and the notifications hit back. We're living through a biological paradox. Lifespans are extending, yet the total number of years humans spend in poor health is actually on the rise. That morning exhaustion might soon have a molecular solution. Scientists recently identified a specific molecule that regulates sleep cycles, which could lead to targeted treatments for chronic, doom-scrolling-induced fatigue. For those who make it to a morning workout, fitness tracking is moving past guesswork. A new breathalyzer can physically sniff out the exact chemical shift when your body begins burning fat, turning metabolism into a visible data point. Once the workday starts, the way we use AI tools defines our mental bandwidth. Researchers have found a distinct split between users who treat Gen AI as a cognitive crutch, offloading original thought, and those who use it as a scaffold to support their own complex analysis. There are risks to offloading too much, especially in mental health. Analysis of AI therapy chatbots identified 5 distinct interaction patterns that actually worsen a user's state by creating negative feedback loops between the human and the machine. Integrating this technology into our morning routine requires a choice. We have to distinguish between the tools that repair our biological limits and the crutches that quietly degrade our cognitive independence. Beyond personal optimization, the biggest anxieties usually involve family health, specifically the physical marks of aging and the onset of severe disease. In human tissue samples, a newly engineered enzyme has successfully erased a stubborn mark of aging by up to 70%, effectively hitting a reset button on a major driver of cellular decay. This diagram shows AI-designed protein coatings for cancer therapy. The top IDP1 protein wraps around a nanoparticle, creating a targeted delivery system that circulates 4 times longer. Paired with a fiber endoscope, researchers regressed tumors using 28% less laser power with 0 recurrence. This cross-section shows a Ramsey interferometry diamond quantum magnetometer. By using a light-trapping waveguide, it can detect the brain's minute magnetic fields from just 2 millimeters away at room temperature. It's part of a wave of medical wins, alongside a new single-shot RSV shield for infants and soft implants designed to recharge medical devices from beneath the skin. Nanoscale engineering is beginning to rewrite the standard limits of biology, converting chronic family health diagnoses into manageable conditions. Stepping into the afternoon sun provides a visceral look at a changing planet. Japan recently officially categorized temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius as cruelly hot days, treating the persistent heat as a national disaster. Direct thermodynamic warming is only one factor here. New data shows that shifts in atmospheric circulation patterns, particularly persistent high-pressure systems, are responsible for 55% of Europe's summer drought trends. The human stakes of these trends are measurable. During a single historic heatwave in France, authorities recorded over 5,700 excess deaths, a 36% increase over expected mortality. While some regions dry out, others are being overwhelmed. This flooding in the Texas Hill Country was part of an event where converging flood waves amplified the destruction, though experimental high-resolution simulations were able to predict these record flows 5 to 7 hours in advance. These events suggest that climate change has shifted from a future tense threat to an immediate infrastructure crisis, requiring real-time, localized tools for survival. As the weather changes above us, unseen chemical threats are accumulating in the water and soil we interact with daily. This prototype shows a reusable magnetic adsorbent in action. It stripped 99.9% of nanoplastics from a sample in an hour. Being magnetically recoverable, it can pull out metals, dyes, and larger PFAS molecules, providing a low-cost method to treat industrial wastewater at scale. We're seeing similar progress on farmland. A 2-step strategy uses crushed alkaline rock to help plants absorb forever chemicals from the soil, which are then thermally destroyed when that harvested biomass is converted into biochar. This chart highlights how age demographics are driving global dietary emissions differently over time. But industrial factors are also being revised. For example, we found that neutralizing acid mine drainage produces a carbon footprint that can exceed the emissions of the actual metal production by 10 times. These technologies, from magnetic filters to soil remediation, provide the specific technical foundations needed to begin isolating and removing the industrial contaminants in our environment. As the day ends, we look up at a sky filled with invisible technological layers. Global communication relies on orbital satellites and quantum data streams. This diagram illustrates a new multiplexing scheme for quantum communication. By generating heralded remote ion-ion entanglement across 10 temporal modes, researchers increased the entanglement rate by over 4.5 times across a 1.2-kilometer network. Efficiency is also reaching the physical world. This graph shows how a breakthrough in microscale roughness can reduce vehicle drag by 43.6%, suppressing skin friction in a way that challenges 8 decades of fluid dynamics models. But the infrastructure itself is at risk. This map of orbital debris shows the thousands of dead satellites crowding our atmosphere, which is why private companies are now deploying robotic jetpacks to refuel and reboost satellites to extend their operational life. The next tier of global development is moving beyond traditional concrete and steel into a landscape governed by quantum states, orbital logistics, and high-efficiency fluid dynamics. Beyond our orbit, looking into the deep cosmos, we're finding that our basic definitions of the universe are being tested. Astronomers just identified a Jupiter-mass exomoon orbiting a brown dwarf. The discovery disrupts our standard cosmic classification labels, blurring the lines between what we consider a star, a planet, and a moon. Deeper in the Milky Way, observations have confirmed our galaxy's only known helium nova, which is currently ejecting mysterious gas clumps at speeds of up to 20 million miles per hour. Even as we look outward, we are building the tools to follow. The Mars C electrolyzer is now ready for flight tests, a reactor designed to convert Martian brine and CO2 directly into oxygen and hydrocarbon fuel. From nanoscale magnetic filters to Martian oxygen reactors, these innovations represent a technical pivot. They are evidence that while our ecological and physical limits are being tested, the tools required to navigate those challenges are being built in real time.